Stress and high blood pressure. Is there a connection? And if there is, how strong is that connection? And what can we do to lower blood pressure when we're under stress? We'll talk about all of these questions in this episode of Easy Stress Cures. Hello, Steve Carter here, and I am your host for the Easy Stress Cure Show. I do thank you for joining me. By brief introduction, over more than 4 decades, I've helped thousands of people move from stress to success. To find out more about what we do and how we do that work, do visit us at stressreliefradio.com. To explore the connection between high blood pressure and stress, you and I will visit the website for Mayo Clinic, and you will find that website at mayoclinic.org. Before we share the information that Mayo Clinic is offering to us, I do want to make it clear I am not a medical doctor. I am giving zero, nada, no medical advice whatsoever in this episode. I am simply sharing the information for the purposes of information only. If you have concerns about high blood pressure or any medical condition, please see your qualified medical doctor. Let's begin our exploration at Mayo Clinic with the first of 2 resource posts. Post number 1 is entitled, "What is Hypertension? A Mayo Clinic Expert Explains." Learn more about hypertension from nephrologist Leslie Thomas, MD. I will have this resource as well as a second resource from Mayo Clinic listed in the show notes. First of all, what is high blood pressure? This resource tells us high blood pressure is a common condition that affects the body's arteries. It's also called hypertension. With high blood pressure, the force of the blood pushing through the artery walls is consistently too high. That means the heart has to work extra hard to pump that blood. Blood pressure is measured in millimeters of mercury, and the shorthand notation for that is mmHg. The American College of Cardiology and the American Heart Association divide blood pressure into 4 general categories. Number 1 is ideal, and that is considered normal blood pressure. Normal blood pressure is lower than 120/80. We're talking here like 119/79 or less. And less is relative. Yes, we can have a blood pressure that is too low. Category 2, elevated blood pressure. That top number ranges from 120 to 129, and the bottom number less than 80. That does sound counterintuitive, but that's what they say. For stage 1 hypertension, and that's category 3, the top number ranges from 130 to 139, and the bottom number is between 80 and 89. Stage 2 hypertension, that is category 4, the top number is 140 or higher, or the bottom number is 90 or higher. Blood pressure higher than 180/120 is considered a hypertensive emergency or crisis, and if it is that high, they advise to seek emergency medical care immediately. Untreated high blood pressure increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, and other serious health problems. It is important to have your blood pressure checked on a regular basis. So let's now move over to the question, What is the effect of stress on our blood pressure? What is the connection? In a post from Mayo Clinic entitled Stress and High Blood Pressure, What's the Connection? It leads off by telling us stress can cause short-term spikes in blood pressure. Taking steps to reduce stress can improve your heart health. Taking steps to reduce stress can improve your heart health. Their post tells us that being under stress can cause your blood pressure to spike briefly, but researchers aren't sure whether stress can cause blood pressure to rise long term. Research tells us that exercising 3 to 5 times a week for about 30 minutes can lower stress. For people with high blood pressure, engaging in activities that help manage stress and improve health can help lower blood pressure. So what does happen under stress? Your body releases a surge of hormones. These hormones cause the heart to beat faster and the blood vessels to narrow. When this happens, blood pressure is increased. The article goes on to tell us that there's no proof that stress by itself causes long-term high blood pressure, but reacting to stress in unhealthy ways can raise blood pressure and increase the risk of heart attack and stroke. Behaviors linked to high blood pressure include drinking too much alcohol or caffeine, eating unhealthy foods, eating too much, not moving enough. The article goes on to tell us heart disease also might be linked to certain health conditions related to stress. These can include anxiety, depression, and being cut off from friends and family. The article tells us that there's no proof these conditions are directly linked to high blood pressure, but the hormones the body makes when under emotional stress might damage arteries, and that artery damage might lead to heart disease. Symptoms of depression and anxiety may cause some people to forget to take medications to control their high blood pressure or to help with other heart conditions. One key fact is highlighted: stress can cause a steep rise in blood pressure. But when stress goes away, blood pressure will typically return to what it was before the stressing event. However, short spikes in blood pressure can cause heart attacks or strokes and may also damage blood vessels, the heart, and the kidneys over time. This damage is like the damage from long-term high blood pressure. And while they don't say this here, I think we can say it is not like, it is exactly the same. This resource offers several ways we can manage or mitigate stress. Number one, adjust your schedule. If you have too much to do, change your calendar, adjust your to-do lists, and so forth. Number two, breathe to relax. Breathe to relax. Taking deep, slow breaths can help you relax. And by the way, do check out previous episodes of Easy Stress Cures. I have shared multiple episodes specifically related to breath work and applying easy-to-do breathing patterns to reduce stress, reduce anxiety, and just feel better. Number three on their list, exercise on a regular basis. Physical activity eases stress. Now, obviously, before you engage in any exercise program, you're going to want to consult with your medical doctor. Number four, try yoga and meditation. If you are concerned about getting down on a mat to engage in yoga practice, keep in mind there's something called chair yoga. Chair yoga can be practiced while standing with support if necessary and or when seated. Check for yoga studios in your area and give them a call to see if they teach chair yoga in addition to regular yoga. Also keep in mind with meditation, there are multiple forms of meditation. You do not have to sit cross-legged and om. You can sit comfortably in a chair and practice multiple forms of meditation. Check online or find a meditation instructor in your area. There are multiple books on meditation, multiple types of meditation. If you don't know where to begin, I suggest beginning with simple breath meditation. Simply sit comfortably. Pay attention to your in-breath and your out-breath. Pay attention to your in-breath and to your out-breath. Simply notice, be present. If your mind wanders, and it very likely will, when you notice that, simply return to focus on your breathing. You can begin with breath-focused meditation for 2 or 3 minutes, and then over time extend it to 3 or 4 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever period of time is comfortable and feels right for you. And finally, change how you see challenges. Change how you see challenges. When dealing with problems, accept your feelings about a situation. Accept your feelings. Welcome those feelings. They are what they are. And when you accept those feelings, in most cases, your stress level is going to go down simply as a result of that acceptance. To the best of your ability, give a label or name to what you're feeling. Perhaps it's anxiety, perhaps it's worry, perhaps it's uncertainty, or you may simply label it as stress. When you label a sensation, a feeling, it changes your brain and a different part of the brain takes over, that being the prefrontal cortex, and that part of the brain goes to work to help you solve the problem. Bottom line here, do whatever works for you. When we engage in stress reduction practices, you're going to feel less anxious, you are going to feel more empowered, and your blood pressure, well, that may just go down, and as it does, you may enjoy better heart health and overall health, which is something, of course, we all want. If you're not yet following the Easy Stress Cures where you get your podcasts, I encourage you to do so on your favorite listening platform. We are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else fine podcasts are found. To listen to previous episodes, do visit us at stressreliefradio.com. If you would like to be in touch, email me at cartermethod@gmail.com. Until our next visit together, your host for Easy Stress Cures, Steve Carter, wishing for you and your loved ones blessings in abundance.